this latest breaking news?
So we know absolutely nothing in details. They made arrests, but Paris had thought that they would release the names and identities of those arrested. So I'm just going to speculate because that's what we do. Big fork in the road. Is this conservative white males who we're told are the biggest threat to domestic U.S.? Or is this Muslim-inspired, Islamic-inspired supposed co-conspirators? Because the FBI put out a threat assessment for 2025 saying, watch out, these foreign-based guys are going to be doing stuff here in the U.S. because they're really miffed about everything that's going on in the world. So Michigan, of course, in some parts is a hotbed of the latter, but we'll see if it's the former, if it's instead a bunch of white boys.
Yeah, we'll get more details to our audience as they're coming out, but right now we're just speculating as to what's happening.
Madeline, what are your thoughts with respect to, Dennis's reaction to this breaking news, as well as the FBI? In contrast to under Chris Wray, it seems that Kash Patel is doing a lot of communication directly with the American people, whether it's the NBA gambling scandal or this. What are your thoughts on both this breaking news as well as the communication from the new FBI?
Yeah, I'm very glad that you've asked about the communications aspect because I think it's really important. Actually, when I was working as communications director at the Georgia legislature, this was my recommendation. Exactly what Kash Patel is doing right now. Let the people know what you're doing, right? They pay your salary. Let them know what's going on. Actually, it's interesting. In David Axelrod's book, because he managed Obama's campaign, he came back in during his it was like the third year of his first term. He came back into the White House to start ramping up for the next campaign, and he was taking all these polls, and he saw that people were frustrated with Obama that were in their base. And he was like, why are they so upset? And it was because they kept saying, what are you doing? We don't know what you're doing. And this was an obvious solution. So in my research, I was like, you guys just need to tell them what the heck you're doing so that they don't feel like they're in the dark. I think that's very smart for him to handle it this way.
Yeah, transparency is always a good thing. But turning to this, with no compromise in sight on the government shutdown and costs rising into the billions, Dennis, do you see any near-term path to reopen the government, or is this stalemate here to stay?
Oh, of course they're going to reopen government, right? I mean, they need government to be open so that their lives have meaning and that they have that platform and there's someone important. And in the end, everything is about self-interest. The reason they're going to settle this is because the Democrats are now looking worse and worse, right? And this food stamp, SNAP, EBN scandal, where you have, and this is on my podcast, What's Bugging Me out yesterday, you have dozens of recipients of food stamps who are outraged that they might have to work, who are outraged that the taxpayers aren't going to take care of their kids and their own selves. And some of them are young, able-bodied people who have been on food stamps for 10 years and more. And suddenly, this political patronage vote-buying program that went up 70% in spending since Biden took over suddenly has been exposed. As it turns out, over half of the recipients are from another country. And the Democrats are getting clobbered on this, don't you think?
Interesting points there, Dennis. So, Madeline, we know Democrats are normally the ones who really are allegedly care about the people and their welfare. But it turns out with the ending of the SNAP benefits, it looks like Democrats are playing big-time politics, and it's going to be hurting the people that they claim to represent.
That's absolutely a fair criticism. But I would love to address what was just said. So there's absolutely no statistics whatsoever that support that half of illegal immigrants or whatever are on SNAP benefits. Illegal immigrants can't get SNAP benefits, period. If they have a citizen child. Sorry?
No one said illegal, although it does turn out there's several million illegal aliens on SNAP as well.
There just aren't.
Foreign-born people.
Okay, foreign-born people, whatever. It's cute. It's cute that Republicans are pretending like they care about the people who are on SNAP when the truth comes out from my co-panelist here, where he's like, "Oh, God forbid they should have to work." Do you know that the largest recipient of corporate welfare in the United States is Walmart, because such a large percentage of their workers have to get SNAP benefits because they don't pay them enough, even though they work 40 hours a week? This is the problem: is that people aren't getting paid enough. they're still working. But instead, we
The
just get to write them all off as lazy and just say that they're
If
immigrants
those
or they're
people-
lazy and they don't deserve it.
If those people are not earning enough and they